3 years ago, a man named Derek stood in a glass-walled conference room on the 14th floor and signed a piece of paper that he thought was his liberation. It was a promotion to senior architect, a 39% raise. In that moment, staring at the skyline, he believed the struggle was over. He told himself that the days of counting pennies were gone, that he would finally build real wealth, that he could finally breathe. 3 years later, Derek's income has jumped again. He is earning 53% more than he was on that day in the glass room. And yet, when he opens his banking app at 3 a.m., staring at the glowing screen in the dark, his stomach drops. He has less savings now than he did when he was a junior associate. He is more anxious, more desperate, and more trapped. He is running on a treadmill that has been cranked to max speed, and he cannot reach the stop button. If this sounds like a nightmare you might be living in, you need to understand the mechanism that is keeping you poor. Before we dissect the trap, make sure you subscribe, because we are about to calculate exactly how much of your life you are selling for things you don't even notice anymore. Derek's problem isn't a gambling addiction. He isn't buying Ferraris or flying private jets. His financial ruin is quiet, respectable, and invisible. It's the better apartment in the slightly safer zip code. It's the leather seats in the new SUV. It's the premium gym membership and the organic grocery delivery. These upgrades felt logical. They felt earned. But collectively, they act like piranhas, stripping the flesh off his massive salary raise until there is nothing left but bones. Derek fell victim to a fatal miscalculation that almost everyone makes. We look at our income as a yearly salary, a big, comforting number, but we bleed our money in monthly drips. When Derek saw a $36,000 raise, it looked huge. When he saw an $800 rent increase for a luxury apartment, it looked small. But he forgot to calculate the most terrifying metric in personal finance, the life-hour exchange rate. Here is the cold reality of the math. Derek works a standard year. When you strip away the taxes, federal, state payroll, his time isn't worth what his offer letter says. His take-home pay is significantly lower. That small $800 upgrade on his apartment isn't just money. To pay for it, Derek has to sit at his desk, dealing with stress and deadlines. For 19 hours every single month, that is nearly 6 full weeks of labor every year, strictly to pay for the difference between a standard apartment and a nice one. He is working a month and a half of his life annually just for granite countertops in a lobby he walks through for 10 seconds a day. This is the trap. The gym isn't $160. It is 4 hours of human life, traded every month for access to a slightly newer treadmill. The car payment isn't just a bill. It is 100 hours of his life every year, gone forever, just to sit in traffic in a nicer seat. When you sum it all up, Derek is working 3 entire months of the year, 12 weeks solely to maintain upgrades that gave him a dopamine hit for about a week before they became invisible background noise. Psychologists call this hedonic adaptation. It's the human brain's cruel ability to get used to anything. The luxury apartment doesn't feel like luxury anymore, it just feels like home. The new car is just the car. The pleasure evaporates, but the monthly cost remains. Derek is paying a premium for a lifestyle that makes him no happier than his old one, but requires him to work significantly harder to maintain. He has built a golden cage, locked himself inside, and thrown away the key. But the math gets darker. You have to understand that spending $1 costs you more than earning $1. Because the government takes its cut first. You have to earn roughly $1.50 to have $1 to spend on lifestyle bloat. So, every time you upgrade your life, you are increasing the amount of pre-tax labor you must perform just to stay level. You aren't just trading your time, you are trading your freedom. If you project this forward, it becomes a tragedy. If Derek had kept his lifestyle flat and invested that raise, in 20 years he would be looking at millions of dollars in compounded freedom. He could have walked away from his job, he could have owned his time instead by inflating his lifestyle to match his income. He is guaranteed that he must keep working, he's stressing, and keep obeying his boss for decades longer. He has traded millions of future dollars for a slightly nicer present tense that he is too busy working to enjoy. So, how do you break the cage? You have to calculate your own life or exchange rate. Look at every subscription, every lease, every upgrade. Don't look at the dollar sign. Ask yourself, am I willing to work 40 hours of my life this year for this specific thing? Would you sit in a fluorescent lit office for a full week just to have the premium cable package and the meal kit delivery? When you frame it as a trade of life rather than money, the answer usually becomes a violent no. You don't have to live like a monk, but you must stop sleepwalking. The system is designed to make you spend every penny you earn so that you remain a dependent, productive worker until you are too old to be useful. If you want to escape, you must aggressively widen the gap between what you earn and what you spend. You must refuse to upgrade. You must buy your freedom first and your luxuries last. Stop trying to look rich. Start trying to be free. The most expensive thing you will ever own is your own time. Don't sell it for things that do and matter. If this wake-up call shifted your perspective, hit the like button so this message spreads to others trapped in the cycle. Subscribe if you want to learn how to buy your life back. I'll see you in the next one.